Hello, welcome to D-SETI. We are going to be talking about the D-SETI Academy. D-SETI is the dream search or dream studies of extraterrestrial intelligence. And the D-SETI Academy is a way for you to engage with learning about dream work, extraterrestrial non-human intelligence contact, and to really go forward on a learning journey about this really fascinating topic. So learning about dreams and ET and HI contact is not like learning about math or history because it involves essentially irrational and highly strange experiences that are neither repeatable or objective, right? We know or we see that ET contact is dreamlike. And if that's the case, then you have to study it like a dream and not objective data. The study of dreams requires integral and holistic ways of knowing. That means you actually have to participate in order to understand. We're talking about non-dual ways of knowing. Neither subjective, meaning it's not just made up, nor is it objective, meaning it's not just about the material world, but somewhere in between. And you actually have to work with your dreams to study dreams. And this is the path of learning and study and practice that the D-SETI Academy is putting forward. So D-SETI offers self-paced courses of study, live groups, and personalized learning journeys. So the personalized learning journey, we offer an education, I offer the education in dreamwork and ET and HI contact from a Western liberal arts perspective. I hold a bachelor's degree from St. John's College in Annapolis, Maryland, which is one of the private liberal arts institutions that is really based in the traditions of Western liberal arts. And also the education is based on integral studies perspective. I hold a master's degree in East-West psychology from the California Institute of Integral Studies, which is really a cross-cultural way of looking at extraordinary experiences. It's also based on my credentials and training in hypnosis, in dream work, and a variety of other modalities. Each paid e-course on D-SETI includes a learning meeting. It is priced in a specific way to really encourage you to meet with me at least once throughout the e-course, right? So there's pre-recorded lectures, there's linked references, and I invite you to meet with me. If you're curious, you can do it at the beginning, middle, and end, or end of the course. You can always schedule more learning meetings with me without even being enrolled in a course. But this is really, it's really a personal touch because this stuff cannot be studied in isolation alone like you're studying calculus. You actually have to practice it. And one of the ways to practice it is to go on experiences, to talk to someone who's been through the journey. And I've been through the journey of ET contact in dreams. I've seen UFOs in the sky through CE5 experience, and I've done a lot of dream work with people. So this is why I'm offering the learning meeting and a personalized learning journey that is really supplemented and guided by these e-courses. We've got self-paced study. So there's online classes and pre-recorded lectures. You can study it at your own pace. Each lecture includes links to publicly available scholarly research that's referenced in the lecture. Most of the points I make have some basis in peer-reviewed literature. That's really important to understand, is that I'm not just making this stuff up, but I'm really trying to continue the traditions of Western liberal arts, of integral studies, to put forward a strong basis in philosophy and practice about what we're doing here together. Like I said, each paid course includes a learning meeting with me to discuss your goals and process. And you can also ask questions on the e-course pages. E-courses are a series of videos with references that you go through on the D-SETI website, and there's comments that I respond to. So if you have any questions about the subject matter, about the topic, you just write those in the questions and I respond right there. So it's a really great way to do self-paced study. E-courses that are offered right now are the D-SETI Dreamwork Lectures. This is a series of 8 very deeply referenced dreamwork lectures about all of the subject matter you might need to know about doing dreamwork in the field of ET contact. We've got John Dee and the Magical Foundation of the British Empire in ET Angelic Contact. This is an e-course that does a deep dive into the historic precedents for ET contact and hypnosis in the Western liberal arts tradition, which is the historic life of Dr. John Dee, who was a scholar, a Renaissance man, advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, and engaged in a system of contact with angelic or celestial beings that provided a system of language that is mathematically complex that we are still deducing codes from. So this is a course that really dives into some of the precedents of ET contact, hypnosis, dream work. Then we've got Missing Time Found, which is all about the theories, hypothesis regarding missing time. This course really puts forward the hypothesis that ET contact is dreamlike, that hypnosis is actually misidentified dream work, and that missing time, UAP-associated missing time, isn't because of alien mind control, is not even because those events were so traumatic they're repressed. It's missing for the same exact reason that we do not remember our dreams at night, right? So it really puts forward the notion dreams and ET contact are phenomenologically similar, meaning they happen in sleep and dream time most of the time, that they involve fantastic beings, that they have similar messages of ecological responsibility, and they're similarly not remembered, but similarly they respond to intention, mindfulness, and habit, right? So this is a really deep dive into that. It includes theory, it includes practice, and it includes case studies with actual people who have had these missing time experiences and have worked with me in dreamlike ways to make sense of them. And finally, we've got the philosophy of the phenomenon, which really provides a historic and traditional liberal arts perspective of this whole phenomenon. What does it mean that we're using the word phenomenon, right? There's specific implications around that. And so I go through the history of Western liberal arts. We talk about Socrates and Plato. We talk about the phenomenon, phenomenology, how we work with that. And so this is really provides an overview of what you need to know if you're going to use the word phenomenon. Then we have live study groups. So D-SETI offers live study and practice groups over Zoom, which will help produce learning materials for the pre-recorded classes. So basically, I'll be working with about 9 participants on a weekly basis to study, to explore, to work with pre-recorded lectures and go on practices and discuss the matter. And then these then produce the courses like the the John Dee class really came up and out of a 9-week study group I ran with a dozen people. It was really beautiful. The DreamWork lectures, the same thing happened. So I like working with people. I love working with people on a live basis. And so these live study groups are ways to work with me, to deepen your practice, and to really help produce a rich offering of e-courses for D-SETI. These live study groups, the upcoming ones are John Dee, ET Contact, and Western Mysticism. This will be an expansion of the 9-week study group into about 30 weeks, actually. This is, we will go through the rituals that John Dee did, and it's really well based in 30 layers of consciousness, or 30 different aspects he worked with to have these different experiences, and so we're really basing that course on that. That's a really long course, and it's going to be great. We just had a wonderful time with the John Dee study group. That inspired a 400-page book I wrote, actually, so we'll be using that. The next live study group I want to talk about is the D-SETI Dreamwork Practices study group. So we have The lectures, there's a lot of lectures already around theory and research associated with dreamwork and ET contact, but now we're going to deep dive into research-based practices that can be of service. And then the final live study group is a certification group. So once you've gone through all of the D-SETI DreamWork lectures, the practices, then we'll have a certification group where you get to work with other people to practice the DreamWork, to be supervised in your practice. And we go through all of the different aspects around working with others. And so those are some upcoming live study groups. The way you work with that is go to the website and you'll be invited to enter your email into a waiting list, primarily because we will schedule those when we get enough people interested to have a meaningful group together. They'll be at a reasonable time for you, and if you're really interested, we can really work around your schedule to find a great time. So please do go to the website to enter your email there, or get in touch with me to say you're interested. I'm also offering books associated with this subject matter. I've written and illustrated a series of books: an illustrated guide to practical dreaming, Prophecies for New Babylon, Dream, Signs, and Wonder, Unrealizing Divine Identity, a preface and epilogue to the history of the world, The Alchemist's Dream is Now Achieved, and the Book of Galactic Light. So all of these talk about dreams and dreamlike ways of knowledge, mystical experiences. They're all based in the Western liberal arts tradition, meaning that if you enjoy something like William Blake or some of the philosophy and poetry, mysticism of the West, you'll really find yourself at home here. Illustrated Guide to Practical Dreaming I wrote when I was in my early 20s, and really communicates my own personal experience around what we now term to be shamanic or extraterrestrial non-human intelligence contact. The Book of Galactic Light is a 400-page book that I wrote after that John Dee study group that really is the culmination of that inquiry regarding extraterrestrial or non-human intelligence contact in the history of the British Empire. So please do check that out if you're interested. The D-SETI Academy is built around the notion of a learning meeting. So this is time for you to discuss your goals, progress, and process. It's a great time to ask questions or wonder about dreams or ET contact. We can also discuss standard paths of learning like research or bibliographies, or alternative modes of learning like meditation and dreamwork. So like I said, this is really a holistic, integral experience that requires your participation. And if you were to just read the materials, read all the references, watch the videos, I think that might be missing the mark without actually practicing this or engaging in a deeper way. So the learning meeting is an opportunity for you to just discuss and to invite a holistic kind of integral way of working with this material. What is D-SETI? It stands for the Dream Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or the Dream Studies of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, depending on your perspective. ET contact is a dreamlike experience, and therefore D-SETI honors the reality of dreams by respecting you, the dreamer, as the final authority regarding the significance of your dream. So is it ET contact? Is it dream? Is it both? You get to decide. D-SETI offers dreamwork sessions and education through the work of me, Daniel Rection. I hold a bachelor's in the Western Liberal Arts from St. John's College, master's degree in East-West Psychology from California Institute of Integral Studies, certificate of hypnotherapy and depth hypnosis, a Beyond Quantum Healing certification, and I am a PhD student in integral noetic science in the anomalous studies concentration at the California Institute for Human Science. It is really important to note that both ET contact and dreamwork are triggering, taboo, and projection prone, so please be mindful as you engage with the subject matter. To learn more, sign up for e-courses, schedule a learning meeting, or to work with me in dreamwork, please go to dseti.org.